It wasn't a wedding or something. What'd you lose? What was it?
I thought I dropped the battery when I changed it and stuff. So I was digging around on the counter.
So who's all supposed to be in this is the last one right here, right?
We got cars and Lily, and Lily's in that one right now. Carson. I'll tell Carson to The one you're closing is 18? Okay, good. Thanks, bud.
All right, 5 roasters up here today. A class of 5 here. I think there's all rabbits that have a few things going for them, but then there's a few things I'd like to fix on all 5 of them today too. Rabbit on my end on this end is going to be your 5th place in the blue today. Rabbit that's overall just a little bit narrow in body type. I'd really like to fill that. The shoulder and mid-range on that rabbit. I like the overall depth of body, but I just really need to have more width for this rabbit to balance. Same thing with my rabbit on the very far end. A rabbit that has a little more width of body, but it just really needs to widen out quite a bit too. A rabbit that has pretty just fresh in body condition, but just needs more width of body to balance that rabbit out. 3rd place is my Californian. 2nd from my right, a rabbit that just pretty decent balance. That's where this rabbit just gets where it does today on overall balance, but a rabbit just gets soft and overall body condition. Really like to freshen this and harden this rabbit up just a tad. My young man's white New Zealand to my left, on his right. That's going to be your 2nd place today in a blue. This rabbit I'd like to see some more shoulder on this rabbit. I'd like to move the hindquarter back, or the high point back just a tad on this rabbit. Pretty decent hindquarter on this rabbit, but again, doesn't quite have the overall balance and type I'd like to see on the rabbit today. 1st place is my white New Zealand in the middle. That rabbit's going to win on overall body condition. I really like how hard this loin is on this rabbit. I'd like to move that high point back on this rabbit, add some more shoulder to this rabbit as well, but that rabbit's going to win on overall body condition.
Which one? 18? Yep. Okay, 1st place to Dalton True with rabbit 18. 2nd place to Dalton True. 3rd place to Lily Anderson. 4th place to Anderson Poston. And 5th place in the blue to Grace Snipper. We will now judge our last class. Carson Poston, Lily Anderson, and Ella Peterson. And we will bring our place winners of our first 3 classes to the north cages for selection of overall grand champion meat rabbit and reserve champion meat rabbit. This is the last class, and then your class winners are going to meet down there. So from class 1, we need Will Pollock. Class 1, Will Pollock. Class 2, Anderson Poston. Class 3, Dalton True.
All right, 3 pretty good roasters up here. I'm finished out my roaster class. My rabbit, third place rabbit on this end. On my end is going to be your third place in the blue today. A rabbit I'd really like to fill that hindquarter out just a tad more. Doesn't quite have that overall type that I'd like to see. Add a little more depth of body and a little more nicer turn over the hip on this rabbit. But nonetheless, I like the width of body on this rabbit. That's going to be your third place in the blue. Second place, a rabbit with a little more hindquarter. A little more width of body on it's going to be my rabbit on my far end. That's going to be your second place rabbit today. I'd like to add a little more turn over the hip on this rabbit to make that profile pop out a little bit better, but that's going to be your second place in the blue. First place rabbit's going to win on overall balance and overall condition on this rabbit. Very, very hard rabbit, very, very fresh rabbit. As I get my hands over the loin, very, very wide, very hard. I like the turn over the hip on this rabbit. Very depthy rabbit. The balance is very nice. If I was going to get picky, I'd maybe add a little more hindquarter at the base of the table on this rabbit, but that rabbit's going to be your first place in purple.
Congratulations, champion of that class, Ella Peterson. Second is Lily Anderson with the blue, and third, Karsten Poston with the blue. We will now move to selection of champion meat rabbit roaster from the 4 classes and selection of reserve.
All right, there's some nice roasters up here today. Four nice class winners. Your top 2 is my young ladies, 2 young ladies that I brought out here today. Your champion today is going to be my young lady on the far end. This rabbit is just very, very hard. I really like the loin on this rabbit. Very, very nice type on this rabbit. I could look at this rabbit for a long time. Just beats out my second place reserve rabbit. Doesn't quite have the hindquarter on my second place rabbit, but I tell you what, that's a nicely typed rabbit as well. That's going to be your reserve.
Congratulations, Ella Peterson, champion meat rabbit roaster, and reserve to Anderson Poston. We will now keep those rabbits out here, bring our champion and reserve fryers out, and go and judge for overall grand champion meat rabbit and overall reserve grand champion meat rabbit. Again, our champion roaster rabbit awarded to Ella Peterson. She will receive an award sponsored by FG12 Concrete LLC. Our overall grand champion meat rabbit will receive a award sponsored by Davis Taylor, and our overall reserve grand champion meat rabbit an award sponsored by State Farm Dave Carbaugh. And again, our champion meat fryer was awarded to Maven Allen. Our reserve champion meat fryer to Ella Peterson. And just awarded our champion meat rabbit roaster to Ella Peterson and reserve to Aniston Poston. And again, our judge is selecting overall grand champion meat rabbit and overall reserve. We will move to Penza 3. We will move to Penza 3 shortly after this award. So Class 1, Penza 3, Caden Brousseau, Oliver Dykes, and Evelyn Dykes, please be ready.
All right, there's some very nice fryers up here today. I think the kids should be proud of all the nice rabbits they set up here. Very nice commercial show. I think there's two nice rabbits, your single fryer and your single roaster. Both very, very nice rabbits, and they're overall right. Your champion today is going to be your individual roaster. Reserve will be your single fryer.
Okay, again, our overall grand champion awarded to Ella Peterson with her roasters, and our reserve champion to Maven Allen with her fryers. Congratulations. Huh? Oh, okay, and we'll move on to Penza 3. We'll move on to Penza 3 Class 1. Make your way to the south cages. Penza 3 Class 2 to the north cages. So that's Victoria McFarland, Ella Peterson, and Delaney True at the north cages, and Caden Brousseau, Oliver Dykes, and Evelyn Dykes at the north cages. South cages. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Sorry.
You can double them up if you want, so we can get everybody up here. I mean,
we got three and three and three.
got them all. And how many kids are in this class?
3.
You might want to put 2 in one.
Yeah. Put your 2 in one, and then you can start here. Yeah. And then 1 and 2. We'll wait on Ellen. I'm sure she's coming. Again, our judge is currently judging Class 1 at the south end, and we are asking Class 2 to prepare in the north cages.
All right, we're on our fryer, pens of 3. This is the same as single fryer. We're just got a pen of 3, anywhere from 3.5 to 5.5 pounds, up to 10 weeks of age. In a meat pen, I'm looking for a lot of meat characteristics. I still want to see all these rabbits carry a nice start to their shoulder, nice wide loin, and they carry into a nice full hind quarter. But again, with a pen of 3, it throws that uniformity factor, and I want to look at one of these rabbits and pull all 3 out and not be able to tell any difference in any of the 3 rabbits today. So a lot of weight is very big. I'd like to see them all about the same weight. I want to see them all all uniform, all the same. So today, your champion meat pen in this class is going to be a young lady in the middle. For me, all three of these rabbits are very similar in their body characteristics and body type. I'd fix a few things. I'd like to add a little more depth of body on these rabbits, but I think they're all three the most uniform. They do carry quite a bit of loin on these rabbits as well. They're going to be your champion meat pen. My meat pen on the right is going to be my second place meat pen. There's one rabbit I really like, and the other two just don't quite match, which is kind of the story for meat pens. If anybody's ever shown meat pens, that's usually what happens. It's pretty hard to find three. You can usually find two that match, but finding that third one, that's the art of the deal. And that's going to be your second place in a blue here on my end. And then another blue, they're gonna just barely slide into my blue category today. They're a little bit light. They just need to grow out a little bit more. I think another 3 or 4 weeks, these are going to be a different pen, but I think they do have some uniformity to them, and that's what's going to kick them into my blue division today.
Okay, congratulations. Caden Brousseau, third place with the blue. Oliver Dykes, second place with the blue. And Evelyn Dykes, champion with a purple. And moving on to the final round. Class 2, we have Victoria McFarland, Ella Peterson, and Delaney True. Class 3, Maven Allen, Cord Nippert, and Lily Anderson, please move to the south cages. Anyone who can hear me on the fairgrounds, Amazing Arthur, the magician. Yep, that guy. He's going to be in the Gold Fair building in about 5 minutes. Amazing Arthur. You do not want to miss it unless you're at the rabbit show, because that's way more interesting.
All right, couple three pretty good meat pens up here. All three of these pens, there's two rabbits that are pretty close, and then there's one that just doesn't quite fit, which makes it pretty tough. But your meat pen on this end is going to be your third place pen today. There's two rabbits I really like in this class. Very, very wide in their loin, very full in their hindquarter. Very hard rabbits, but they just don't match. One's about 4.5 pounds, one's about 5, and one's about 5.5 pounds. So they're kind of all different weights of the spectrum, but all three are nice rabbits in their own right. They just don't match today. They lose on uniformity. That's going to be your third place in a blue pen today. Two nice pens in my top, my first and second today. Second place is going to be my pen on my far end. Three nice rabbits today. They're very, very close in overall weight. They're going to be a nice blue pen today, but they just don't have the overall structure and body type that I like to see. My first place pen just has a little bit fuller hindquarter, a little bit better turn over the hips, and a little more meat on these rabbits. So that's going to be your second place pen on the end. Your first place pen is going to be a pen in the middle. All three They do have a little bit of weight difference. There's about 4 or 5 ounces difference from top to bottom, but you can't really complain too bad on that. But I really appreciate the overall uniformity. All 3 of these rabbits are very full in their hind quarter. When you get all 3 of these rabbits out, they're very, very nicely, they set nicely together, all 3 peas in the pod, so that's going to be your first place pen today.
Congratulations, third place and a blue to Delaney True. Second place and a blue to Ella Peterson and Victoria McFarland with the championship and a purple in that class. Moving on to class 3 at the south end of the pen. We have 3 exhibitors, Maven Allen, Cord Nippert, and Lily Anderson.
All right, 3 fryer meat pens up here today. Third place is going to be your pen in the middle today. All 3 of these rabbits are fairly uniform. They're all about the same, but they really lack a lot of meat characteristics and qualities that don't bump them up higher in the class. They do get a little bit soft in their overall body condition. They get a little narrow and pinched in their loin. They do have some width of body to them, but I just like to add some more depth of body for them to all jump a little bit higher in this class. That's going to be your third place in blue. Second place is my young man here on my end. That's going to be your second place pen in the blue. A pen that there's 2 pretty good rabbits, and there's one that gets a little bit narrow in its loin. Doesn't quite have that width of body to match the other 3 in the class, or the other 3 in the pen, excuse me. I really like the overall freshness of body on these rabbits. Very hard rabbits when you get over top and get into that loin and that hind quarter. But there's just 2 that kind of match and one that just kind of sets the pen down a little bit. So my first place pen, my young lady on my far end, all 3 of these rabbits are very, very nicely typed. They all match together very nicely. I'd like to add a little more hind quarter to all 3 of them, but I think they all match today. They're going to win on overall uniformity. That'll be your first place in purple.
Congratulations, Cord Nippert. Lily Anderson, third place in a blue. Cord Nippert, second place in a blue. And Maven Allen, first place in a purple. We will now move on to our champion pen of 3 fryers. We have Evelyn Dykes from Class 1, Victoria McFarland from Class 2, and Maven Allen from Class 3. Natalie True and Grace Nippert, if you, from Class 1 roasters, pen of 3 roasters, if you can make your way to the south cages.
good? There you go. All right, we're picking champion reserve fryer meat pen today. I talked to all three of these girls. I think they all did a good job picking out their meat pens. From somebody that cut their teeth starting out as a fourth grader showing rabbits, the first thing I started showing was meat pens. And it does take a lot of skill, a lot of difficulty to it. And I think all three of them did a very good job picking out their meat pens today. And we kind of went through the rabbits and picked which rabbits do I like and which ones don't I like, and what do I like about my pen and what would I fix. And they all answered the questions just as good as I could have answered them. Your champion today is going to be my young lady on the end here. Reserve is going to be my young lady in the middle.
Congratulations, Grand Champion Pen of 3 Friars Maven Allen and Reserve Champion Pen of 3 Friars Victoria McFarland. We will move on to Class 1 Roasters. We have 2 exhibitors in this class, Natalie True and Grace Nippert. As soon as the cages at the north are open, we need Anderson Poston, Dalton True, and Carson Poston for Class 2 Roasters.